Okay, Saajan, welcome to Speedrun's Fireside. We're just going to get right into it. The first question to you is when you look at D2C brands that actually work, that are actually successful, can you tell me what is it that these founders do differently?
Successful founders, right, or D2C, when they're able to successful, they all have separate paths. Failures are have similar patterns, though, right? Where the brands have not done well, and we look at the success D2C founders basically on Shark Tank and everywhere, right? But failure ones, I mean, the graveyard is huge, right? For the brands we have worked with also, and we have seen them closing, on the go for years, right? What has worked for them is of course product market fit, right? Basically uh, they are also at the right time and the product is great and the market is open, right? Like if you have seen in the last 1 or 2 years, protein as a market, protein powder as a market has exploded, right? And then there are brands who are literally they were like into supplements and they shifted to protein, like cosmetics, and they all are doing in multiple crores, right? Huge market, right? They on to hundreds of crores, right? Because protein, India is becoming health conscious, and everybody wants to be fit, so everybody will go into buying protein, and you will see people who are working out are buying proteins, right? Super U, of course, banged on it, right? A very visible brand name with a huge celebrity, Ranveer Singh. And they started with energy bar, no, protein bars, protein wafers, I think. And straight away launched literally in some months, they launched the protein powder, which is actually the main mode, right? Which is what they will take the brand up because that's the actual price point, 1,000 to 2,000 rupees, or maybe 2,000, 3,000 rupees, right? So it has to be in a great category. The market is needs to be ready for it, and of course then you do great content production. Like nowadays, one of the also traits which I've seen, and it's year to year dependent, is the brands are successful are very founder led as well. Founders are upfront leading from their point and doing a lot of content, and any brands which we have worked with also, right? From let's say a Fay Beauty, to like a MasterChow, to like a Blue Tokai, or these are some of the brands we have worked with over the course of, like, let's say last 7, now we'll complete 8 years, right, as an agency. These all were founder led. Like they still, like Master Chow still does recipes. The founder does a lot of recipe videos. Fay Beauty, Karishma still does a lot of beauty related videos, and she still talks about her brand, right? We have multiple brands where the founders are talking about problem statements, the solutions to it. The more niche the startup in, the better it is for founders to be upfront, right, and talk about the problems and try solving it. That doesn't mean that if the product is not great, right, and the founder is talking about it, is gonna sell. That's not gonna happen, right? And the performance will not be able to do much about it if the product is not great. If people are not able to understand the pricing, and if you are a new brand and you have a competitor which is selling one third of the price and it's there in the market for a very long time, you won't be able to cut through their market, tell them why it is very premium. That's what
Right, right,
successful is majorly product market fit,
right.
creating content, basically how you're putting out there, what timing your market, what timing you're entering in, and then of course how you lead as a founder, when it comes to content creation and everything. You need to be upfront. Yeah, these are some of the things which I feel make them successful. And then of course, how much do you do the inventory planning, scaling? Those are all typical things which you anyways have to do in business, right? Whether you have the stock to this, you have a hero product which basically takes care of your 70% of the revenue. By the way, the brands which are able to scale from 0 to 10 lakh, 10 lakh to a crore, all, they don't scale equally on different categories. They have one category or one product which is like a hero product, which will take care of 50% or 70% of the revenue. Make sure in the first year itself you have a sense that this will be a hero product. So that sense needs to come. Either the market will tell you when you do the ad, or the founder knows after some time, ki, okay, I want to put this as a hero product, and this will basically take our whole account up. You know, yeah.
Fantastic. So, can you just like circle, yeah, and take the answer from a different way? Is like, what are the things that somebody should avoid, right? Like before starting, like when not to do performance marketing, right? Like, uh,
Uh, avoid as in. Yeah,
Or
I
tell
mean,
us a story, right? Like it
yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like you had a story of
Yeah.
somebody.
No, no. So
Uh,
avoid as in like founders we work with also they are very adamant of what they want to do, which is a huge, huge gap, right? And I understand that they are very close to the product, so they're like, don't do this, don't do that, right? Um, the the thing which you want to avoid is because meta, like performance marketing, when you talk about the meta becomes a huge platform, Instagram and Google, right? Let's say if I talk only about platforms, right? One thing is you need to be a little bit sure about experimentation also of which platform you are choosing. So most of the time you have to Meta is the straight up platform because where you can push. It's not that intent driven like Google is, right? So intent driven, Google kicks in really, really late and it's based on searches, right? So Meta is somewhere where you start pushing things. So when you're pushing things into the universe where a lot of people are pushing it, right? You need to be pushing it to the right audience. And Meta as a platform is moving to a place where it's very creative driven than a strategy or a cohort or audience driven. So your creatives, the content you create, right, it that matters a lot in the initial phase to every phase. Actually, you can see the brands who are doing well, look at their content and how much they churn creatives, right? So
right.
if if you are not churning creatives, if you don't have a content plan, if you are just doing random, like just like a static image of the product and everything, it's not going to cut. You're not going to scale, it's not going to crack. And secondly is where you are spending money, you need to drive sales campaigns from day one. Lot of that strategy of that strategy of doing like I'll work on a funnel first. I'll do brand awareness, I'll do add to cart, I'll do checkout campaign, then I'll launch purchase after 3 months. That is gone. That was like 5 years back,
Got
pre-COVID,
it.
and it's gonna be more and more expensive, by the way, ROI. So if you are only performance driven and not doing other things to support it, not building infrastructure of your website, not doing a lot of upselling plans, right? Not integrating WhatsApp, not planning retention after like a 3 to 6 months, it's like scalability will become a problem. Rest is fine. You will
All
get
right.
some sales for sure. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So, usually a lot of people in the early stages, and I've got a few questions about this from people when they were registering, right? Like, for them, it feels like performance marketing comes at some milestone, right? Like, it sounds like they think of it as like graduation ceremony, right? Like, when I finish 10th standard and then I get to do performance marketing. Is that the mindset? Because you
So,
said something interesting right now, right?
mm,
Like, you said from day one you should be doing performance marketing, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
which is a very very
There
interesting insight.
there are brands we are working with. I'll not name them, but let's say they started 3 years back. They start from zero, of course. They do 40 lakhs a month now. It is not huge, huge. There are brands who do this in 6 months also. Like a super, you might do it in third month itself or second month itself. But of course, it's driven by a lot of celebrity content and Ranveer Singh behind it. So in a sense of things, when you are a small to medium brand, this number is huge. When you are doing profitably,
Right.
they have done this profitably, right? And we have been working with them for 3.5 years now, right?
Mhm.
Of course, they have had the initial first year, 1.5 years have been where they have were just breaking even, you know. So that is something which you have to keep in mind, that you will not make profit from day one. Those
Right.
days are
Right.
gone, right? Unless you say, like I want to keep the setup very small, I want to keep it very tight, and I want to just see whether performance can drive money or revenue, which is
Mhm.
profitable. That kind of an ROAS, right? That kind of an ROI. So what we did performance for them from day one,
Mhm.
right? You go with a smaller budget, like, but a smaller budget
So
also has to.
hang on, like I wanna zoom in on day one, right? Like, so how did you meet this founder? What was the conversation like?
Um,
Uh,
so let's say this.
what was their expectation? I want to set up some questions for you to answer,
Uh,
right? Like, what
this
was their expectation like?
so,
Yeah, and how did they even choose to speak with somebody in
so,
performance marketing on day one, right? What was their insight into it?
Understood. Like this founder, actually, I knew him before, right? Was a good friend, but we never connected and worked on as a business, right? We both were starting out. He did, let's say, a lot of. He started with a small brand on marketplaces selling on Amazon and Flipkart, which is controlled by him, right? And then he wanted to launch a premium brand, right? Which is only website, so have better margins, better quality of the products and stuff. And that's why we spoke. because we were not great at marketplaces, and he knew Amazon ads, and also he didn't. It has also been driven by need. A lot of
Hmm.
founders also do performance themselves, right? Before us or after us also. Ki, hey, I don't want to work with an agency. I want to work with. I want to work. I figured out some things. I'll reach out to you for doubt, but I'll run it myself. If it's a small setup, it's doable, right? A small setup, as in if you're spending, let's say, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs a month, even 10 lakhs a month, a founder can manage it if they figure out some of the things, right? But of course, when the budget goes to 20 lakh, a 30 lakh, or a 40, 50 lakh a month, it becomes challenging, because they can't dedicate that much time. They are playing a lot of different. So that's how we connected when he was launching, and they're like, let's do it as an experiment and let's see how it goes. But it actually turned out really well. We have had days where months where we actually were negative, net negative, where inventory problems, you're not making money. They had a lot of dead stock. So founders also have to take multiple calls on inventory planning becomes a very crucial place. Performance is driven by that, because what happens if performance does really good job, they actually get a lot of orders, but they can't fulfill. If you go out of stock, your whole campaign planning goes for a toss, right? So you have to plan everything. You have to build an infrastructure to support it.
So with this particular founder, right?
Yeah.
Like, uh, what do you think was the decision that founder made it successful, right? Like they had a fork in the road moment, right? Like at some point.
I mean, they put down. They were actually making production from outside, right? They are like, why don't we own production after like 4 5 years?
Oh.
And they basically invested in machinery, they invested in setup, and they basically start producing. And they're like, we'll buy and clothes will be ready, right? You just tell
Hmm.
us orders, and we'll start pushing it, and then we do more of detailed inventory planning, right? Had to put a lot of funds to do that, and had to go in losses for a while till it come to a place now. It just above break even, slightly does profits month on month, right?
Right, right.
So
So
I mean,
and so how long was that process, right? Like how long did
it
that take?
so it takes, like, for them it took like coming to this realization already took like 4 5 years, is what I'm telling you.
Wow. Okay.
But no, sorry. So coming to a realization already took two years to do that, right? 3 years back they started, and two years it took to realize that. And the last year they were like, okay, let's invest in machinery and everything. So that's how, I mean, that's how it is. Yeah.
Interesting. Fascinating. I want to take a moment to welcome everybody else who's joined. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming. I am just going to deviate the conversation into a bit about yourself, Sajan. I think now's a good time to kind of introduce who you are and
Sure,
what you have done and
sure,
things like
sure,
that,
sure,
right? Like,
sure.
yeah. But I want to take it from a very interesting perspective. As you know me for a long time, you know not to expect regular questions, right? Like, so I want to know the 6 months before you started Growthpep. What was that like?
Sure,
What was it
sure.
that like led to the decision that uh, this is what I'm going to do?
Sure. So before, like, I started in 2018. 6 months before, the thing was I was freelancing. So I used to work for a. I'll go slightly way back.
Yeah.
2014, I took up I started working for a startup, which was literally a competitor to Urban Clap, right? The Urban company, if you know, as of now, right? So we were all there were a lot of home services startup that were coming up, right? I think from there on, only Urban company survived and went to IPO, right? We also were like straight competitor, a series A, moved to Bangalore. I proper Mumbai born, and like have lived my life in Mumbai, and went to Bangalore. Of course, the team shifted to Bangalore, and we raised series A, but of course we couldn't sustain. It was not a sustainable model, and we couldn't raise more funds. And one day the founder had to shut down, and of course I didn't know what to do. I was one of the early team members, was doing performance. Everything I learned, everything I know now, I started learning there on the job, right? And 2016 I was like, okay, what do I do? Could I go for a job? But I had some time in hand, so I was like, okay, let me see the market, let me see what my value is without any company, right? Individually, can I manage? So I started freelancing. I just reached out. I just made my friend sat down with me. We made like saajanjain.com, and we made like a resume website, right? I told him that I don't know shit. WordPress, he just took a theme and he made like, it opened like a resume, right? This is what I know, this is what I do, and how can I help? Right? This is our inquiry form and stuff. And I reached out to multiple people, right? That, hey, I started this. And my goal was that in 3 months, if I'm not able to get anything, I'll go back to, of course, searching for a job, which is not bad. But I got like, when I reached out, in a week or so, I closed a client. So I was like, okay, a small, very small client, and
How many people did you reach out to before that client closed?
I think might be 30 to 50 people on WhatsApp, right? Or different groups, different individual people whom I knew, some VC whom I connected somewhere, some groups, some founder groups, the employees whom I worked with, right? My team members who have now gone on to do different things. My MBA college people, folks that in their company they have something. And a VC told me that, hey, I've launched a book and I'm doing book promotion. Have you done this? I was like, I have not done this. Like, can you find an idea and for a quarter I can give it to you and what all you can do. So I'm like, okay, we can do this. So I gave him a plan. I told him I'll charge this much. Then we negotiated, and I was like a very small amount, but I was like, I'm glad that I'm getting paid, as an individual this thing. Um, and I felt that I might not be unemployed, and 2 years I just did this, right? Actually, I failed a lot in those 2 years when I was freelancing because I took up whatever came my way. And then I realized that I have to only do performance. This is what I know.
Mhm.
Social media, influencer marketing, app install. I mean, did whatever came my way. Actually, for that one, the first client, I actually couriered his books also. Because he was not here and he gave me the books. Like, you write it to people for book promotion and courier to people, like doing the influencer marketing basically, like a barter, right, to book reviewers. And from there on I did social media. So I worked with multiple clients for 2 years. Then a friend who used to work with me in the local way, he told me that he wants to switch and learn digital marketing. So I told him that, would you take a pay cut a little bit and I will launch a agency, come with me. And I didn't
Mhm.
have that in mind 3 months back, right, before starting. But I was like, okay, maybe this is happening. I reached out to somebody for logo, created logo, designed a website, and with the same clients, I just shifted to launching Growthpep. And the same friend helped to set up the Growthpep website. He actually coded it, HTMLized it, like, I'll make a good, clean website. And we launched in 2018. We actually didn't do really well, if you ask me, for the till COVID. COVID basically opened a lot of this thing and took, like, we actually grew post COVID, right? We got multiple online brands who are working with us post 2021, 2022. From there on, we are sustaining and growing a little bit. Basically, from a team of pre-COVID, we were 3, 4 people. Now we are not much, but 8 to 10 people. But of course, we are bootstrapped, profitable month on month, and are doing well. Not bad.
Awesome. Yeah, always, every single time you tell me this story, I love listening to it. On some level, it was one of the conversations we had about this that was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
very inspiring for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you remember that night in Picos.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
no, 100%. 100%. I think we have had constant discussions on this.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. Awesome to see you at this place. Like, I kind of want to like continue double clicking into those
Mm.
early years, and yeah, even like try and bring out some of those conversations.
Sure.
I'm because you said it in one line. This guy I called and he said, "Yeah, and okay, we started right." Like, but
Yeah, yeah.
I want to kind of dig a little more deeper into what was the confusion, what was the thing that convinced the other person to join, what
Uh,
and in fact, what convinced you to make that proposition that now is the time for an agency, right? Like,
I've weirdly never worked at an agency, so I don't know how agencies work. I
right.
was freelancing, right? I was like, okay, I need a help to start
Hmm.
this. Let me launch, let me talk, and let me say ROI-driven performance marketing agency. The good thing was that I was very down. Like, there was nothing happening, nothing great happening at that time. So when you are like way down, the only way is up, right? So I used to
Right, right.
be active. I used to reach out to people. I used to be in more very like freelancing mode. There
Hmm.
was no sales. There was no very like I was an individual reaching out to people. If WhatsApp there was query, I would reach out, talk to them, meet them, pitch to them, and
Hmm.
somehow try to get the clients, right.
Hmm.
One thing which shifted from freelancing to agency was the reason that people don't trust freelancers. Take don't take them seriously for a long stint. They are very either consultant becomes a huge gap. Consultant is people take it for a very long term for a bigger projects, right, where they have to pay big. But freelancer as a mindset, people used to work with people only short term. So when I wanted to start an agency, my thought was that my clients used to leave within 3 to 6 months, something or
Hmm.
the else, right. Short, always short term. There were some brands which should stick around for a year or so, but not more than a year for sure. Either they hire internally, either they start working with an agency, whatever, right? Uh, so mine was ki they need to take me seriously. So when I launched an agency, I set up processes. So now they take me seriously. So if they
Mhm.
enter and want to work with me, they think from long term. Even though it might or might not work, that's a second thing, right? Sometimes it doesn't work after 6 months or 9 months, and they're like, we the growth targets are off. We want to work with somebody else, which is fine. But at least they don't come into this with a very short term point of view. Ki, I will review this in a month and tell you, right?
Mhm. Right, right, right,
Unless work ethic is the problem from
right, right,
the
right.
end, right? So that's a separate. So that was another thing that we cannot do any changes or grow the brand in 3 months. We can't show results in a month, Uh,
Mhm.
that's why I was like, okay, let me, I want them to take me seriously because
Mhm.
I know what I'm good at, and alone you can't do much. Actually, you need a
Yeah,
team. That was the
right.
plan. Okay, I need to start with and take help. Even though that person might not know performance, he will at least start learning from me and pick up things which are low hanging fruits, right? Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
that person, the first guy, is actually a director of performance marketing now at a very successful skincare brand, actually. And by the way, it didn't work out very well for us, both of us, in the end when he left.
Okay,
So
okay.
we were not in great touch, but I mean, I wished him well, and but I think he's doing amazing now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I want to dig deeper into this aspect of things that didn't work out, right? Like, because a lot of the stuff we've talked about is all the stuff that
Yeah,
worked for you,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like, uh, yeah, I know this is the part which is difficult to
So
talk about and stuff like that. But what are the stuff that didn't work for
So
you,
for
right?
brands, right? When I work with brands, you mean? What the brands which leave us
No,
or
no, no. I was talking about like you had a fallout with the guy you were
yeah,
starting
yeah,
the
yeah. No,
agency with,
work
right?
ethics
Like for
and
Growthpep.
work ethic, and I was alone, right? And I feel I was also immature, if you ask me, right? I'm still learning how to deal with people is the toughest, right? For anybody and everybody in the team, I still learn how to deal with people, and it's something which I dread a lot of times, right? I would rather be individual and be like managing everything, but you can't do it alone. That's the issue, right? So yeah, there were a lot of mistakes done, I think, and I still do mistakes. So, but earlier there were a lot, at least people mistakes, right? Of how to deal with them. Putting up a rigid process, very small team doesn't work, right? You need to, I think the early people you hire should. He was a friend, by the way. So early people you hire, friend is fine, but I feel you should take a call more on the skill set than a friend. This thing. Uh, and then see whether they are able to pick up things or not, right? But I think that could have been done differently, but there are no regrets as such. I feel, you learn on the go, right? Also had people, separate people who I've hired, and they were moonlighting, like they were
Right.
working with two brands, and I didn't know the other company reached out to me, HR, that this
Mm-hmm.
person working for me, and it's been first month that person is hired for
Right, right.
had to put up on a huge project. So we learn on the go. We didn't know all this, right? So we had
Mhm.
to let that person go. Um, yeah.
How many times you been at a point where you felt like your agency may not survive next month?
Uh, I think the highest I felt is actually in COVID. I didn't feel like that. I realized, and I was very like when the COVID hit, right? When the lockdown was announced, a week before, one of my team member who had someone who was sick at home. He told me that, hey, this is spreading. I won't be able to come to office. At least give me work from home. So I had given work from home a week before, and we planned that we'll come once a week to office.
Right, right,
That never happened. For 4 years
right.
post that, we were work from home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And lockdown was announced after a week, right? So I had talked to a lot of founders. So a lot of times you are in this space, you start talking to people who are also battling this as like uncertainty. So they told me that, hey, Saajan, design a process. Tell them we'll do a daily huddle, we'll do an online call. This is how you handle, right? I started mentally planning for it, and a lot of founders I talked to, they told me to cut down, right?
Right, right.
Let the clients go if they're going. Also, if the clients are telling you to reduce the budgets or reduce the retainer, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever it takes to keep it, right?
Right, right, right,
We had to slash down salaries for 3 4 months, right? But we told them we'll get it back, right, somehow, and we got it back. So we lost one of the team members actually left that time as well. Ki, hey, this salary doesn't work for me and all, and I was okay. We
right.
we never made a loss still. Of course the agency didn't make any money, but cut to cut we paid salaries, we paid everything, and we made money. I mean the clients paid us. I never paid
Right, right.
something from my pocket. So that was for one time, but that time also I didn't feel that it will die or something. The 2022, when I saw the high, right, when we grew to an actual good revenue, 2023 we saw a dip because a lot of these
Right.
big brands somehow left in the span of
Mm-hmm.
3 months. Two of my very good working people left because they wanted to
Mm-hmm.
pursue something else. The team was split. Uh, Suddenly, all the experienced people left, experienced clients left. Uh, Revenue took a huge hit. That time, I think 2023, the whole year or 6 to 8 months, I was thinking to somebody actually hires me and I do something. And I was talking to people like that, and they
Mm-hmm.
told me like, what do you have that they will actually hire you? What do you bring to the table, right? Um, and These were the challenges, right? But somehow I picked myself up, going through a very bad mental phase as well at that time due to something in the family. But I picked up, and yeah, I'm glad we decided we are 4 years remote. We decided to take some hard call. We got an office. Now everybody is comes to office, right? So
Right, right.
in that remote versus office discussion, I have lived both sides, so I know
Mm-hmm.
pros and cons, right? So uh, it didn't work out. It worked out for me till it didn't stop working out. Actually, remote work.
Yeah, so I think that's something which is kind of uh, I don't know if it is counterintuitive for you or how it worked out. But basically, I mean, as somebody who manages teams, if your team is delivering remote, what was the drive to bring everyone back to office, or was
Uh,
that
I
not
mean, I told them things are not working out.
okay?
You better come to office. I'll figure out and I'll take office, which is central to most of the people, 90%, right? I
Okay.
will not take it, which is closer to me or my house.
Mhm.
I will also travel, right?
Right, right.
But I want, of course, one or two seniors resisted. They told me that, hey, I have work at home. Somebody was just married, So I told them, okay, let's figure out a middle ground. Come for 3 days to office.
Mhm.
Till you can figure out and mentally prepare yourself for 5 days, right?
Right, right.
And yeah, and rest people just said yes, and they're like, okay, let's do it.
Right, right.
And there would be some flexibility as well. Work from home would be there sometime. They still take it, right? Some of the people,
Mhm.
if they have at work, they come late, they go home early, whatever that works. But Monday to Friday, I mean, I want to you come to office and I mean do your work. That was the plan. And
Mhm.
there was a guy who was, because we were a remote team, so we had people who were working outside Bombay as well. They were not told to shift. They worked
Mhm.
there itself. So they were
Right, right.
remote, till they left or whatever worked out. And now the whole team is in Bombay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a question about how you plan for the future, right?
Okay.
Like, not about like what are your plans for next year, but more from how should founders plan their years or their calendars, or how do you plan your growth? Like, what is your funda for?
I used to over plan a lot before,
Okay,
right?
tell us about what over planning is,
So I
please.
had made a document of, I'll tell you, right? I have this
Right.
document and it's very funny. 2020, I had made a document when we hit 2020 because the number itself was like 2020, right? This is the year, and my
Yeah.
birthday is on 20. So I'm like, I think something's going to happen, right? Uh, and and on December we went out, and I think, oh yeah, on March we have our anniversary. So we were four people that time. So we went out for drinks and food and stuff. And I that day in office I took a document I made of plans of 2020 that we will reach the revenue where we were at. I told them we'll go 3x of it in this year monthly, or
Mhm.
4x of it, right? And this is what we'll do. This is what we'll hire. This. I'm telling you that revenue has still not reached. I'm closer to it, but I have not touched it yet. Any
Right.
month yet, right? And actually, we took a dive down, and we somehow, tried to stay afloat for a very long time. Um,
Mhm.
Planning doesn't, that over planning doesn't help. You have. to have to start building and investing basically in teams, little bit in processes, little bit in understanding how we'll be able to retain clients, how you'll be able to get bigger clients. If what and exposing of what led you to lose on these clients, what didn't
Mhm.
work out. Is there a pattern which you can try and rule it out?
Right,
You
right,
have to work on a process. You have to see whether there is somebody on the team who will lead this piece. There is somebody on the team who will lead that piece. So you have to work on those areas and then see, of course, have a goal. Okay, maybe 20% uptick should be there in the revenue this year, right? Because you're bootstrapped as well. You are not chasing. I'm not in a place where I have to chase investor numbers or industry numbers, right? Like or
right.
market numbers. I'm not
Hang
driven
on.
by those.
You were in a startup where you did chase these numbers,
We
right?
do,
Like,
yeah. Local was.
yeah. So how was that experience compared to you bootstrapping?
I mean, I saw that drive, right? But the founder is still in touch, and we.
Yeah.
By the way, he's my client. He
Oh,
launched a
wow.
D2C. He launched a D2C brand himself, and he's also
Yeah,
my,
yeah, yeah.
right, Adi,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it
Just to preface, I think we can talk about, I don't know. So Saajan worked previously in a startup called Local Oi,
local, yeah,
which was a competitor to Urban
urban company,
Company,
yeah,
which was called Urban Clap back then. And
yeah,
Aditya Rao is the founder
yeah,
of
yeah,
Local Oi.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
And post that, he himself changed a lot, and he told me what all mistakes he did. Right, I used to look up to him, so I also looked up to him for what are the things you should not do.
Right, right.
And it's not that you can't chase investors and you don't chase investors and all, but you need to have a plan in place if you are taking investor money. Secondly, you need to then chase. You need to have people who handle this investor bit and some people who focus on growth. So you need
Right,
multiple
right.
founders to do it, right? Even if you're a single founder, then I mean, you if you're taking investors' money, then you need to have a plan in place ki where you are going to spend it. I don't think I'll take money and I'll put it in FD.
Right.
I will.
Risk averse.
Cash cash flow is not an issue for me, right?
Right,
Because I
right,
am not. I don't have that massive rocket growth yet.
right.
Sustained growth, have brands which we are sustaining, retaining for a year. There's not. I don't believe in churn. I don't want to
Mm.
lose clients. I want if I want to work with a client, I've also come to a place where I don't want to do short term stints. Test करके देखते हैं, लेके देखते हैं, because it affects the goodwill and it screws up the relationship also with the brands in the
Interesting.
market, right? So we want to work long term, and if it doesn't work out, it's okay. I mean, we didn't go for it, but a lot of times we work with brands and the growth projections are off. The way they want to deal with it is different. Things happen, so that's okay.
Mhm.
And we also do mistakes, so we also learn ki, acha, what we could have done better. Things are
Right,
not
right.
working out. So, but you have that honest conversation ki, hey, we did this. This is what was expected from me. This didn't work out because we also didn't get this from you, or we tried everything but it didn't work out.
Right, right.
So they know.
So I just want to draw a parallel
Yeah.
between a day in Sergeant Performance Marketing at Localoy and a day as Sergeant Performance Marketing Growthpep, right? Like,
Uh,
what was the
so
days look like?
the locally, I mean, locally also, I donned many hats there. Like I was performance marketer. At the end of the term, I also did influencer marketing. I used to, the influencers which you see now, I used to talk to them. I used to crack a deal with them. I should send them beauty products, beauty services, yoga services, right? Okay, a yoga instructor will come, you record the video, put it on YouTube, IG, shout out and everything, right? So I used to track those metrics at that time, 2015, 2016. So a day would be just, of course, coming to, I almost come at the same time now also, right, to office. I should come to office at that time, 11 ish, right, 11:15 ish. Sit down, look at, if I'm doing performance, then of course look at the get up and look at the yesterday's numbers, right? So we should look at CRM numbers, the actual updated numbers in CRM, the actual conversion rates, lead quality rates, drop by drop, ROI wise, which services is driving this much leads, where we are behind, which campaign level performance on Meta, Google, because there was a time when we were spending like 1 crore a month, 1.5 crore a month. So you're spending a lot, right? At least at that time. Then, so look at those numbers. Then I have a plan ready of what all I need to execute, right? Basically, what all campaigns I need to go live with. Uh, then I used to sit with category managers if I want something done on the landing pages. Okay, so those are the things I feel the whole day I used to do, more or less, right? Now, I mean, I come down, I see who all are coming to office, what time they are launched. I look at, of course, I look at some of the sales as well. Uh, some of the clients I look at very closely. So I look at their revenue numbers today. Like I come down every morning, and most of the time every night after it crosses 12, I look at Shopify, because the D2C brand, I see what their day's revenue look like, because I know their spend. So I know, okay, day has not gone well. I come down. We have a system on our Slack where we put daily check-ins. So I come down, as soon as I open, I write my daily check-in, which is like tasks. These are 6 tasks I'm working on: optimizing this, optimizing that, payment follow-up, interviews, everything. Then I see my schedule of what all interviews are planned. Do I have client calls? And I just do those calls and all. And in between, when I get time, I just handle escalations. Sitting with the team members, seeing what is the gap. If any client is being giving us a hard time, we talk to them. Some things are not moving, to making those things move. And also doing admin stuff. But sometimes this tissue roll is over, this is over. So I just said, earlier I used to dread a lot about all this thing. Now I don't dread. I just write down as an action item. I was like, how do we get it done? Let's get it done.
Right,
You don't
right,
have to think on it. You just get it done. Right.
right, right.
Laptop needs to be there. Some guys join, new laptop is needed. So just get it done, right? Talk to HR, tell him that, hey, we need these 5 things, right? We have a part-time HR who works with us, who is not from Bombay. I connected him through Twitter, and he just gets things done remotely for us. So these are the typical day. Then as the day ends, like evening is just to chill, just to look at okay, what's happening. If there is calls, then I of course have to get into calls. There are some founders who get free after 6:37. They those are those consulting calls where they are
Mhm.
executing and they want to talk to me. They're like, Saajan, this is what's happening. So I do those calls which are not very heavy after 6:37.
Right, right.
And mostly wrap up by 8. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for that insight. I think it paints a much more clearer picture of what actually goes into running an agency, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think one of the things that doesn't get talked about is who's the admin when there is no admin, right? Like,
yeah. You are the admin.
the
You are the,
founder's the admin.
yes, you are,
Absolutely.
water is
Uh,
leaking, everything. You are the admin. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So I can't not ask you this question at this point, right? Like AI,
Uh,
that's it,
yeah.
up to you.
Very, very behind. Way, way, way behind. You know this, right? So that is the place where I feel I've lagged a lot. This year, my goal is to basically learn a little bit on the vibe coding bit. AI, I've explored more on the creative part,
Right,
right?
right,
Little bit on the assistance on travel planning and stuff. So ChatGPT, but the way people are getting into details, I don't think I have, right? So
right.
that is a place where I think I have to. I started investing a little bit time in learning it, but still not taken the grasp of it. So that's something which I feel I have to pick it up. And I
Right.
want to see whether we can build a tool or work on something which will help enhance what we do here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Data wise, or because we are a performance marketing agency, so we work a lot on data, right?
Right.
Excel, the detailed Excels of reports and stuff, daily report, weekly report, monthly report, then creative level reports. So we'll see which all things we can automate or we can
Mhm.
actually do justice on, right, by using AI.
Right,
That's
right,
something, I mean, we haven't explored yet. Yeah. So that's
right.
yeah.
I think the what I want people to kind of take away from your response is the lack of fear. To be honest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
there, I think we spoke about this last year, and we even set up a session where I was
yeah, yeah,
showing
yeah,
you
yeah,
some
yeah,
fun stuff with
yeah.
AI and things like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
And I think the one takeaway from me was like it wasn't urgent for you to like kind of
I
adopt
still,
it, right? Like,
still, still feel doesn't feel urgent, but I feel there is a race which is going on where I might miss, as an agency. So
right,
that's where I definitely feel that because I don't think I have a huge tinker mentality, tinkering on
right,
new
right,
things. I work a lot on, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I focus on, and what drives revenue, what basically fixes this process is immediately needed. If I see a gap and see a problem, then I'll sit down on it and try fixing it, right? So I work a lot on when the problem becomes closer, right?
right, right.
Challenge is very close. So like
Yeah, no,
again,
I noticed that you're not very what is the solution that will fix this, but you drive a lot more into what is the problem and how do I solve that problem.
yeah,
If AI is the solution,
like
then that's the solution, right?
yeah. So earlier, like we used to do only performance. Like now, lately, in last 3 months, we started doing creatives as well. Though it's
Right,
been outsourced, but we have seen because performance is driven a lot by creatives now.
right.
It is so a lot of brands we talk to, they're like, it cannot happen that you tell us creatives to do, we do it, you give us feedback. Why don't you only do creatives?
Mm,
Just run the ideas by us. Just run the concepts by us, scripting by us, right? So we tied up with a UGC agency who does, influencer unboxing and everything. So we are like, okay, let's crack it. But let's take up the whole retainers, let's do creatives as well. Because a lot of founders I talked to, they told me, hey Sajan, you'll have to end up owning creatives today or tomorrow. Because that's the moat now. The
right,
performance strategy is not a moat.
right,
Right?
right.
Anybody can do performance if they have the creative inclination, and the brand themselves can do it if they have the creative inclination.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we started doing that because that was the need of the hour. Now we talk to founders and they say, "Will you do the creatives for the ads?" Yeah, yeah, we'll do it. How we get it done is something up to us, but we'll do it.
Mhm.
Videos, statics, everything. Yeah.
Right. And you seem to be leaning on a partnership model for it, not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
build
For
a
now.
in-house
For now, yeah,
talent.
yeah, yeah. See, you need to also know the whether it's making sense as of now. How many clients are using it? How much is the cost to the company on the roster, right? So if it's not a lot, and if it's still not a lot of work, and you have to, if you hire somebody, you have to pay enough salaries and keep them motivated also for the work and the future of. Till we build a team, we want to put, like, test the waters basically and keep doing it.
Right, right,
So
right.
do it very well and know, okay, hey, we have so many clients asking for it. Let's build a team. We'll do that.
Right, right, right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're not so worried about AI because there's no demand for it from your clients, basically.
Yeah, not yet. I think so. Yeah.
Right. Like
They asked us
fantastic.
for a place, but we for using prompting and for using chats and everything, that we do researching and everything.
Mhm.
That the team does it a lot. I think I am not,
Right.
so I have to get
Acha.
more.
Okay.
The team does it. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what's coming up for you? What are you excited about?
Excited about, of course, like, I think new type of brands and growth as well, right? It's a very different growth, like what I'm seeing, and getting introduced to multiple
Mm,
brands, right? Like we the good thing in last 6 months is we are working across varied sectors, from like food, clothing, jewelry, accessory. These were, like, say, D2C. A lot of brands do it, right? We working with brands in, let's say, niche healthcare like women's health, and we're seeing a lot of content driven. I told you, founder driven brands, right? That they're doing a lot of content. Then we are working with we I excited about, cracking new markets as well, right? Like for a
mm,
brand, what I did was I cracked an international market for a big brand. Basically, they were doing very well in India with an agency, but internationally that agency was not doing well. They were not able to drive like a single revenue in US and, let's say, any market outside India, right? So my goal was, it was come to me that in 3 months you have to basically see how you can crack sales. ROI was the secondary sale, but how do you crack sales in from India to US or from India to Australia, or selling products from here, right? So I was able to do that. We planned how to do that, testing, experimentation, right? This was a consulting. Basically, the brand had somebody who's executing, but I was just planning, setting up things and what I want and how it needs to be done. So these are some of the new experiments. These are the experiments I get to do, right? A lot of times, and of course, if they're successful, it's great. If they are not, you learn, right? There are brands where we are not able to successfully do or crack it. Basically, what they are looking for. These are some of the things which, like, basically learning across sectors, right, is something interesting which I've got to do. And then we are expanding the team also. So now, getting into a place where again I actively try to do sales, right, to get more clients, to get, because if we are hiring, then we want team members also to have sufficient clients they work with, sufficient brands they work with, not sitting idle, right? So these are some of the challenges which I am working on this year. Growing the team and growing the business as well. And then
right.
20% would be that 20-30% would be tinkering in AI, vibe coding, maybe looking at building internal product or something which is like a mock-up or MVP, which can be built into a bigger tool which can help the agency.
Right,
So
right.
that is something I'm actively writing and exploring. So that is something which I want to get to, and I think I'm gonna get in touch with you for that. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Always glad to jump in and build something for fun.
Yeah, yeah,
And if it's useful, then that's even better. Right.
yeah,
Like
yeah. 100%.
awesome, awesome. Um, y- okay, I'm gonna let's venture into some hypothetical territory, right? Like, what is a product that I should start selling? I know you work with a lot of founders. I know you have some secret insights to share with founders here. We have in our cohort a lot of students. We have people who are considering starting an e-commerce brand. We have
Yeah.
people who are successful running brands for a while, who probably have some spare money to start a side hustle,
Mm.
right? Like
Mhm.
so, Sajan's top three things to sell in 2026.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, there's so if you ask me, right, I because I work with a lot of D2C brands a lot, and we also contemplate starting a D2C brand, right? It's not. I know how many founders are making money. It's not that easy, right? Category, even if you choose, it's a continuous, it's a constant investment, right?
Right.
If you ask me, the founders who are making money or have profits in the brand we are working with, jewelry is a huge segment, right? If you are able to sell a very good real jewelry, great designs, but very authentic. Storytelling needs to be very, like, it needs to be above like everything. Of course, as a D2C brand founder, your storytelling needs to be the most. It's the most crucial aspect is what I've seen across brands. Right, their storytelling is amazing. Uh, you know, Jewelry is a is one of the categories we have seen success in, and we have seen founders having great success in, great revenues in. Right, they do in crores a month. Right, we are handling some of the time. They That's one of the sectors if you're able to crack it really well, right? Also, their AOV is high. So I have seen the brands which have done well, their average order value is way high as in 2,000, 3,000 is average, but they can go up to 10,000, 8,000, such kind of numbers as well, right? So if you have a product which you are able to sell for 8,000 and people also find value in that 8,000, you're increasing revenue or getting ROI becomes easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is one category which I think I know for sure is or does well. If you do great storytelling, great products, great product design, and of course you work with influencers, you create a good content plan for it because it will be driven a lot by content then after a point of time. And then if you figure out offline distribution also, great. I mean, you have a new source, a new channel where you make money from, right? Except online. So a lot of brands we are talking to also will go offline or have
Mm-hmm.
offline base as well. Because they can't be only dependent on online. They saw this in COVID time where people who were just offline and they're like suddenly the business was stopped, right? They're like we want to be online. Now people will go online to offline also because
Mm-hmm.
because they need distribution. They need more channels. So I think jewelry, I think I told you one sector. One of the other sectors I have seen good numbers in categories baby wear or baby related stuff, right? That's again if you can offer something premium. I've seen always seen good ROI in that sector: clothing, toys, accessories. But your products need to be good,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need to be again high value, again good products and stuff. You see a lot of brands who are doing this in this sector and they're doing amazing, right? Um, and then of course, I think protein powders and all they are doing crazy numbers, right? But I think the market is now becoming again very competitive.
Right, right,
But
right.
still, you can offer something there for strength, health, to people who go fitness and all. I think it might do well. Yeah, these are I think
Interesting.
some of the sectors which are, if you ask me, something I'll do.
Right.
Yeah.
In the same line of thought, like tell us sectors that are do not touch.
There's nothing. There's nothing like that. But let's say like there are sectors which are becoming dead day by day. I don't know, but like let's say phone cases.
Hmm.
I mean, how do you differentiate yourself? You need to sell something else with it, some merch with
Right,
it,
right.
right? Like a daily object sells a lot of phone cases, but that's again a customer acquisition channel for them.
Hmm.
You acquire that customer to sell a bag, which is
Right,
4,000
right.
rupee, right? But if you're just selling phone cases, I don't know how you make money. And
Hmm.
there might be brands. We have a brand who does make money on it, but they
On
are
phone cases.
on phone cases, but they are old.
Right,
They look
right, right. They've
exclusive,
been
right?
there for a long.
They've been
Yeah.
there for a long time. They have good organic reach and everything. Now, if you start, I don't know. These are
Right,
not,
right, right.
yeah, even clothing, right? Clothing
Mm-hmm.
also, you need to have great fashion out there. Just basic t-shirts. I don't know how it will cut. You will be able to sell, but you won't. How do you make money and scale is a challenge. Like we have seen, we had one of the brands which was into plus size fashion, and they
Right.
16 years big player in offline. The
Mm-hmm.
founder actually had stores offline and they make money. And
Mm-hmm.
then COVID, they decide that let's have website. They do really well. They're
Right,
doing
right, right.
amazing, but they created that niche that we are. They told us that our products are amazing. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody touches it, they will know that they are quality, pure cotton, good quality, and plus size. So,
Mm-hmm.
so plus size people, they can't find plus size their kind of fit everywhere. So if they get great design from that one place, they have a huge repeat rate, good repeat rate
Right, right, right.
for a brand which is 3 years, only 2 years online.
Right, right, right,
They're
right.
able to, they are profitable even only if you take online space.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so you need to so brand like phone cases over here. Some of the brands like even like a lot of brands are coming into hair care, skin
Mm-hmm.
care. So I've seen fair share of it where it didn't work out for brands. Hair care, half of them didn't work out, or they are not making money. They are making on scale, but ROI is not there. Uh,
Right, right, right.
Skincare halfway, right? But it does well. Skincare still as a category does well, right? And then
Interesting.
one of the sectors which I will never do, which I realize is food.
Ah,
Because
okay.
the AOV is so low that
Right.
it somehow doesn't make ROI sense, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
unless you do something like Super U, something like like that they increase the AOV by protein powder, getting popular celebrity, going
Right.
huge, right? But the AOV average order value below 1,000 in food, just difficult to make money
Yeah,
online
yeah.
because your acquisition cost on Meta is not coming down. It's not coming to 50 rupees, 40 rupees, 30 rupees,
Right, right, right.
right?
So what is the average acquisition cost on Meta today? Would
Depends
you
on
say?
the product as well. Let's
Right.
say if you are selling a 2,000 rupee product, you want to acquire a good acquisition cost will go down like a 400, 500, that kind of a number, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
4x is something you look at, right? Uh,
Right.
uh, and that is a good one, but I feel above 1,000 is alarming for a 2,000 rupee
Right,
product.
right.
But
Right, right, right.
initial 3 months, of course, it takes
Right.
time to get it down. But yeah,
Okay. Okay. And you talked about higher
order
order
value.
value product. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like at a 5K, what is a good?
it could go above 1,000, 1,500,
Okay.
2,000, 2,500 also, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, you need to know how many customers are coming without acquiring on ads, right? Are they
Right.
repeating? Are you paying for retention as well? Because then you
Right.
have to put in WhatsApp campaigns, mail campaigns. So those all comes in the mix. So then what's
Understood.
your CAC? That
Right.
matters.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, I want to dig a little more into some averages if you could share with us, right? Like,
Sure.
if I'm starting a brand tomorrow, what is the average sort of performance marketing that I should have on month one? What should
I
my
mean, performance
spends
marketing
be?
doesn't. I'm very because brands come to us and they tell us we don't know how much budgets, but we want to start.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
90,000 to a lakh is a good number monthly. 3,000 a day.
Okay.
So 2,500
Okay.
to 3,000 a day. We have started brands
Okay.
at 2,000 a day also, but they
Right.
should have potential to scale.
Right. So
Uh,
what does that mean?
I mean, they need to have money to scale.
Right. Right.
They cannot
Okay.
be कि 30,000 है इसमें से पैसा निकालना है फिर हम और डालेंगे.
Right. 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 So that
So
doesn't work.
that doesn't work because then you do it yourself, and
Right.
it's like a small place where you are tinkering, putting some money, figuring out because
Mhm.
performance also compounds over time. You are doing
Right.
the ads, people are seeing it. Initially, though, you will run a lot of like 20% of the budgets might not go in sales. You might do like an add to cart campaign,
Right.
little
Right.
bit on the funnel building, brand awareness, little bit on boosting your post and stuff, and the rest will
Right.
be in sales. So ऐसा नहीं
Right.
है, people also will see impulse. It depends on the product, also whether it's impulse purchase or non-impulse purchase, right? The
Right.
more
Right.
the high AOV it is non-impulse. People
Yeah.
will take time to register. Okay, what are they selling and everything, and then one day they will go ahead and buy. right?
Right.
So I think 90,000 to a lakh is a good enough budget, and then the expectation setting needs to be really needs to be very very right. Like
Yes.
might not get 3x in the initial 3 months also. The
Okay.
goal has to be, can you get 1x?
Right.
If you're spending 90, can you get 90 out from the ads? That should be the ideal goal, if you ask me. If you are able to
Mhm.
get 3x, nothing like it. But
Right.
still, if you're not able to, can you get 0.8x?
But is 3x like an average?
No, no,
Is that
it's not.
somewhere that
It's
you
not.
get to
It's
know?
not. It's not.
Ah,
The average can, like, the good number could be go to 4x also, 4.5. But now on Meta, if you see on the platform wise, 2.5, 3x, 3.5 is a decent number on a platform.
decent.
On a
Okay.
blended level, on your back end, it should be way higher to make money.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool beans. I want you to just tell people who are thinking of starting something, be it a D2C brand, be it an agency, or
Yeah.
planning to be a freelancer. Sergeant's
Nothing.
5 minutes of Gyan.
Nothing. I mean, go ahead and wing it. I mean, what? I'll tell you, right? What are the based on the experiences, because I've been on this side as an agency founder, and I look at a lot of D2C brand founders as well, right? What they go through. A is, the earlier you plan, let's say if you're a D2C founder, you've chosen the category and stuff, right? You need to see the range in that products, and how vast the audience is, how vast the range is of your products, right? Secondly, you need to commit to it for a very long time. At least give it to it for 2 3 years, thinking that you have capital to sustain that, right? Unless nothing is working out in a year one. But and then you see whether your early first 100 customers, how they come from. That is quite crucial, and you talk to them to understand the problem and solution to it, of why they bought from you. If they bought it, they've used the product, what is their feedback? A lot of times your customers will tell you whether it's working or not, right? Whether you go from 100 to 1,000 customers, how fast, right? That is, these are some of the things which, and as an agency founder, I feel I'm also learning. There are a lot of challenges which I also face, but two three things are, you need to basically need to hire people who either you train them from day one, or you hire people who can train other people, basically, right, in your team. And skill set, basically building skill sets will matter a lot in internal team, right? And then you need to see who all can communicate quite well. Communication will matter a lot there as well. So, and then of course, I feel as an agency, you keep the team tight. You see whether you want to have people who are given some challenge at work as well. If they're sitting down and they are doing odd jobs, I don't think they are going to be motivated to take up risks as well, right? Yeah, and don't do part-time things, right? Don't hire part-time people. Part-time, I think, don't hire people for short-term. Think hiring. I feel I've learned it very hard, right? It's not that I'm very successful in hiring, but whoever I hire, I look at them for long term. Till the time they don't look at it or it doesn't go long term, that's a separate thing. But think of it from the long term, not short term. That's for sure. For sure. Short term hiring, that you feel ki, hey, this guy is okay, you don't like it, but he can do this 2 3 things back end work, doesn't cut out.
Mhm.
It can take the whole energy down of your team. You don't need such people. You don't need slackers like that. Yeah, I feel
Interesting.
that's how you do it. Yeah, and sales and everything. I feel everybody has a different method.
Right.
Figure out what are your sales channels, how to get clients, but more than how to get clients, figure out how to retain them. What's I learned it very hard of how to retain brands, is they also need something other than growth. You can't be like, when I delivered numbers, so that means they'll stick to us. We have had brands come to us even if that agency has done very well, because nobody was communicating well with them, nobody was giving them anything. So you need to talk to your brands. You need to pick up the call, talk to the founders, and tell them, okay, what's happening, what are the gaps, how do I improve, where do you think you need help?
Right.
That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah.
Fascinating. I would like to deep dive into another very fascinating sector, right? Like I asked you questions on what are the products that you would like build or launch, what is something that you would be interested in, and I want to talk about customers, right? Like end customers I'm talking about, right? Like so. Uh, again, this is from I want you to give us share some secrets from you having worked with industry from the other end of the spectrum, right? Like, what are age groups? What are certain demographics? What are certain kind of customers that are good to target? Right? You make some
No,
decent.
it depends again on the businesses, right? We have the women's healthcare brand which I'm consulting and working with. Their customers are women between 24 to 35 or 40 who are trying to conceive. Very niche
Mhm,
category, right? And they're doing amazing, right?
mhm, mhm.
A lot of informational content driven through ads, and a lot of founder driven content driven through ads. They know their market, right? Then then we have a brand which is into baby wear. There is parents, newly born kids, right?
Right, right, right.
Or their friends who are gifting. So gifting becomes a huge piece there, right? Then we have a brand whom we are working with. Their customers are premium customers, because the AOV, like the clothing and the decor they are doing, is very high value. So, like, you can say quite luxury, which is like 15, 20,000, 30,000 basic sari, or like a pillow of 5,000 rupees, right? So somebody who can afford that is upper class or rich segment. So
Mhm,
that would be 40-year-old. Most of their buyers are 40 to 50-year-olds who might have bought in lakhs. So they have less customers, but they are super tight customers, right? They
mhm,
repeat a lot.
mhm.
So these are all different user behaviors on this thing. So you need to figure out two, three ways whether your product is massy, where a person will come every month to stock it, like food product. But will they come and will you be part of their habit? Second is whether it's gifting, where you are gifting a lot of products, right? Whether they will buy for gifting, right? Third is whether you'll make money in that first order itself. Is that huge? That repeatability is not there. Itna, but wo pehle mein hi paisa, you'll make that money, right? So you need new and new customers. Fourth is of course stickiness, right? How many people repeat every 2 3 months, every 3 months? So you have some loyal customers. We used to work for a athleisure brand, which in my early days, and they are really good in, because I used to be runner myself, so they had a repeat rate about 40% from day one,
Wow.
right? Day one, and they had only like two products. Now they have huge range of products because did a lot of storytelling, and they build that community really well.
Mhm,
Even if now also they launch one product, they have 100 customers who will buy it out.
mhm, mhm.
Every product they launch, they will have those 100 200 customers who will buy every range, every color, every variant.
Wow. Okay.
Either you drive or build that stickiness, and that is built by the genuinity of the product and the problem you are solving, right?
Mhm, mhm.
सिर्फ hack करके product बना के, like you put it in the market, it will not work. I'm sure about it, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm the fine example of it, right? Like I started a D2C brand last year and shut it down within no time. Um,
You can still do it, but yeah, that's up for discussion. Yeah,
No, let's discuss it, right? Like I think it's a good segue to failures, right? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah. So I launched Sorel. It was a tote bags kind of a product, right? Like, and I think I had more fun designing the product than actually launching and marketing it, right? Like,
I think
uh,
I felt that if your life depended on it, you would have done it more.
yeah,
You were tinkering a lot, and you launched it, and you're like, okay, let's see where it goes. But what if you say, "Ki, fuck it, I have 500 pieces, how do I sell?"
yeah, yeah.
I think then you would have done a lot of things to do it.
Yeah, no, I think that was the other issue because I got a very friendly vendor who one gave me the entire batch on credit.
Yeah,
Right, like two, they were willing to do just 100 MOQ for me.
yeah,
So I don't even feel like I'm stuck with stock, right? Like
yeah,
over
yeah.
this year, maybe we'll have some quiz competition soon, and I'll just give them away.
Hey,
That's totally fine with
I,
me.
I had bought it. You gave me refund, and then again, I don't know. I'll buy it again if you want. So one of
And
the
you're
things,
a fan of the product.
no, no, I will love to.
You're not a fan of the founder, right?
No, no, I would love to. One of the things I also do is again supporting people, right? A lot of the
Mm.
founders we talked to, a lot of my friends who became founders, I actually became their first customer.
Mm, mm,
I
mm,
buy
mm.
it, right? What's if you are not supporting your friends, what's the point, right? A lot of times
Yeah,
I buy to give feedback, and they work with me for
right,
performance. I have my
right,
friends as clients as well,
right, right, right.
or clients who
Interesting.
became friends, right? There is
Yeah.
give you also. That's how network spreads, right?
You, I don't know. I know you, so I feel like you're not the kind of person who, if a product doesn't vibe with you, you wouldn't work with that company.
No, we have done that as well. But
Do
for
tell us that
for some
story.
for some good money, why not, right? But
Yeah.
now at this stage, if it's huge money involved and if it's a big budget brand, and we know that they're screwing up and they're looking for that one big solution of turnaround, and we know that we can't turn around because of different issues which we are seeing in their dashboard and their logistics and their products, we don't take it up. We
Right.
tell
Right.
them,
Right.
because we do a performance audit before we take it. We tell
Mhm.
them upfront that these are issues which you need to solve if you want to turn it around.
Right. So if
And
there's a lot of reviews saying that delivery nahi hua, I
lot of
didn't
problems,
have
right?
start
There,
issue.
let's say lot of COD, a lot of COD cancellations are there, a lot of returns
Right.
are there. These are all problems you need to solve, because
Right. Right.
you will never make money, because you will
Mm.
keep acquiring customers, and out of that, like 30% customers are frauds.
Right.
You need to fix that first,
Right. Right. Right.
right?
So there's
And
no point in scaling when the core system isn't like sorted out.
no.
Okay.
Found a lot of founders learn that and change things. A lot of founders don't. They're like,
Right. Right.
this is
Right.
how it is,
Uh,
right? So then we think, and then the expectation, right? If the expectation is way higher, we know that we can't touch those ROI numbers what they're asking. Don't take it, because
mm,
I know that they will go in 3 months,
mm.
and the time invested and the mental capacity going into it is the team putting time into it. I mean, that's more than money then after the point. So we
Yeah.
don't take
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But if there's an
Interesting.
experimentation where there's no history and we also don't believe in the product, and we're like, okay, we don't know, but
Mm,
let's test it. They have budgets, they can
mm.
pay us well, they have spends as well, and they are ready to give that much time. Why not? Let's do it. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Fascinating take. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. I will quietly ask for some questions from people.
Saajan, I could able to understand. I'm a D2C founder. I'm just started with the whole ecosystem I'm trying to build. As a founder, as a startup, there is so much of ambitions and so much of experiments we keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
You said that I have two questions actually.
Yeah.
One, you said content and mobilizing scalable content. You said because content is one of the key things.
Yeah.
And scalability, because as a D2C brand, we look at spend versus ROI, ROS, and all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how this content is like today's context, how we can refer it to. I know content is very, very important, but it is a huge cost to build a content and share
It
it.
is.
And yeah.
It is like, if you want to build a good content, you have to invest in it. Like, the cost is huge, right? So that is like, you can't shy away from it. The founders we talk to, and because we work with a lot of small to medium brand, that is a big catch, right? Because we tell them that we need 5 creatives, we need 6 creative for the ads, and they tell me the cost attached to it.
Okay.
You have to invest in that today or tomorrow, because the platforms you are dealing with, they are becoming automated. So the real mode is creative now. You have to drive, or you have to figure out how to do content really well. If you can't put money for outside resource or to an agency, you need to figure out how I can do it and somebody can edit it. How can that be done in a cost effective way? But eventually you have to do it, because that's how your customers will look at it on Instagram. That becomes a mostly an important channel, uh, on organic, even for paid ads. So
Okay.
you have to plan for it. There is no other way, there is no other workaround. I mean,
Yeah, I could able to get that. Now, this one you said cash on delivery, and this one you said there is so many cheats. Yeah, that is one of the key. We are just facing.
India as a market is very low trust society. We don't face this in US. When we run campaigns in US, our goal is not about they are prepaid. There's no COD. US or
Correct.
Australia or anywhere in the world. So if you are able to sell it globally, I mean, I'm telling you, you have a great product market fit. Don't sell it in India, right?
Okay.
If you're able to do it globally, nothing like it. If you're able to crack it, and if you're able to get the value you want and you're able to make ROI out of it, great. I'm telling you, they will pay you higher. They will not worry about discount, and their AOV, average order value of the bucket of the what they buy will be higher of international customers, even if they're Indians or non-Indians, and
Okay.
you'll get repeats also if the product is amazing. So
Okay.
India, if you want to solve it, you need to figure out some other method like quick checkout platforms like Go Quick or a Shopflow, or which basically improves the quality. And in the initial days also, if you're running campaigns, focus on improving the quality of the pixel. Look at the targeting, do narrow targeting. Don't
Okay.
do broad targeting, right? Do narrow targeting, do partial payments, put Go Quick, put Shopflow, put such quick checkout platforms to eradicate the low quality users.
Okay.
And do it right away, because once you scale and that pixel also learns, and if you get bad quality audience, it will get more and more bad quality audience.
Correct. That is one of this one.
Yeah. So we face this because we are working with multiple brands, right? So right away you put a full stop to it, and you're like, I'll put a partial payment option,
Correct.
where you have to pay like $100, and then 100 rupees, and then rest you will get it on the delivery COD. And put it on a quick checkout. Put a Shopflow, put a Go Quick.
Okay.
They will basically eradicate, because they'll put an OTP system at the start, right? So wo karna, like you'll have to do it.
No, because I recently did in one of my this one, I said I don't want to do cash on delivery because there was so much of returns and
No,
reason.
Figure out how to do COD. You can do prepaid for a while, but you need to have a great brand equity to do only prepaid, like a March Tea would do it. Actually, those brands have also started doing COD, and they charge very high for COD. Charge high for COD if you want.
Okay.
Like on a 1,000 rupee product, charge 200 for COD. So and put a filter to it, the OTP integration, right?
Correct.
Only prepaid, scale will be limited.
Okay. Yeah. That is actually, once I cut down, there is a volume is come down, and
it will be.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, John. Yeah.
So, Ananta Living, question is, what is your thoughts on spiritual products in long-term scaling up as per your experience?
Okay, we have not worked in this category much. I have had a brand which was doing app install in this category, where you can do e-puja and stuff, and it is very popular. I've worked in astrology as a sector, right, long back. It is huge. India, I think, is a great market. It has opened up as well for all these products. So if you do the marketing really well, and you put storytelling really well, I think spiritual products will do amazing. Even if people doing e-puja, selling those puja products, right, as a bundle for different type of pujas. There are brands who are selling it, and I think even if you see astrology brands, if you see this puja, e-puja brands, or puja marketplaces, or brands who are doing D2C spiritual products, they all are doing very well. So there's huge market for it. So long-term scaling up, I think, like your revenues can be amazing in this category, right? If you're doing it, it's an evergreen category, right? You need to figure out what you are selling. That's it. Both. So Ananta asked, majority of the investment should go into performance marketing or creative for the same. Both. I mean, creatives, I told you, will become very, very important. You can't do performance marketing without right creatives.
I think the way to position it, Saajan, is that maybe your competitor also is doing performance marketing. Then the only thing to separate the two brands are the creatives, right?
Yeah. So you have to invest, Ananta. You have to invest in both the sides. Creative investment it will be heavy for a while, because I was telling to Dhananjaya also that you have to invest in content creation if you are product founder, right? If you're D2C founder, storytelling will play a big role, and that is done through creative, right? Performance, whatever strategy you apply, your creatives are your face. Earlier there were strategies with lesser creatives, also with static creatives. Also, people used to do a lot of, like, you can control a lot of targeting and all. Now Meta is going way broader, like Instagram is broader. They will try to show to more and more people, even if you narrow down. So how do you differentiate then? There is the differentiation in creatives. What will lead some A users to click on it and other people do not click on it? That will be your creative. So you have to invest in it. I mean, you figure out what investment it should be, right? Early start may depending on the budget, right? I'll tell you the really good brands who are like who spend let's say 15 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 40 lakh a month. They literally have every month 10 to 15 creatives, fresh creative coming for the ads. So that is the bucket, that is the quantity you need to look at. If you are a small brand, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, you need to have 5 to 7 every month minimum. Fresh, new concepts to test. That could be static, that could be video, that could be UGC, that could be anything, GIF, animated video, whatever works for you.
Fantastic. I hope you're happy with that answer. Saajan, I'm just going to read out some other questions I'd gotten. Maybe we could just take a few of these. I have one from Giridharan Palniswamy, who is asking, will performance marketing work for B2B Indian hospital products?
We have done B2B as well. It does work. Again, you need to figure, B2B when you focus on because I'm guessing it is lead generation or D2C, because if it is
No, it's a lead generation, I think is the.
So you need to approach it the way it is, right? Your website should have a great landing page which talks a lot about why people should go for this product, or why they would inquire, right? um, uh, Build flows or build more explainer videos of what you all do. What's the process, right? What happens once you inquire there, right? This is how robust your process. Treat it as a SaaS product or treat it as a software you're selling, right? How do you get them to trust to inquire, and build a robust system of how to service those leads basically internally. Who will do the calls? How will you follow up on the calls? What is the service you are going to give? And then just focus on different channels and see the. So basically, you start measuring metrics like quality prospects. Like which lead do you call it as a prospect, right? What is the percentage which is prospective lead, and what is a prospective lead for you? Answer those questions for yourself, and then see when you can improve the percentage of that, and which channel is giving you those higher prospective leads, whether that's LinkedIn and Meta, or even Google, right? If there are enough searches on Google, right? Yeah, but your landing page will play a big role there. And then test Meta lead ads if you think that you're getting quality leads from there or not.
Interesting. So you're saying B2B also should work with performance marketing, but as long as you have a clear proposition and you know who you're trying to target, right? Yeah. So how would that work? You're trying to get into the attention span when people are, decision makers are on Instagram and they're like you're trying to attract them at that point. Is it? That's how you would think about it?
Yeah, we have worked with brands, let's say, not hospitality, but let's say we have worked with brands, let's say, whose target market was entrepreneurs who have clients abroad, and they basically need, they help you open a US bank account.
Okay.
So that transfer cross-border payments basically.
Right.
So we had to onboard founders.
Right.
LinkedIn and Meta ads for it that, hey, this service will basically help you. Uh, if this transaction, when you get payment from US, right, you have to pay 5% to PayPal, we will do it in 1.5%. So your commission is right. And this is how you do it, right? So your proposition is very clear. So a lot of people will inquire, like this founder will inquire, right? And then they will get in front of the team who will tell them that how they do it and how fast they do it and how it will help you. Right. So we work with a brand to literally get from 0 to 1 in that sector.
Got it.
I did LinkedIn ad, did Meta ad, did Google ads as well. And then we saw the quality of the leads coming from different verticals. And then accordingly, we adjusted the budget as per the channel.
Okay. So could I know what was the budget allocation after learnings?
There's no background noise, right?
No, nothing.
Budget allocation, I think Google and LinkedIn played a big role than Meta.
Okay.
Google, if you're able to crack Google for this, amazing, right? Because it's very intent driven. And LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn has worked very well as well for lead generation.
Right. Interesting. Okay, fascinating. I'm somebody with the name of customer support has raised their hand, so please go ahead.
I mean, you have the answer here, right? You haven't invested heavily in marketing. That's
right.
That's one of the things, right? What is that heavy amount? Again, it would be better to understand that what is that amount you have invested in marketing. Second is when you are an app, right? You need to track two major metrics: is app installs, of course, through Google. Let's say your Drive installs, and you can, and then percentage of users who reached a particular point in the app, like the signups, right? So you need to optimize for those metrics. And app, when you're doing app, you need to have, it's an added step than a website, by the way. It is tougher to get app acquisitions because a lot of people will uninstall. So if you have users who are installing and uninstalling really fast, you are losing money as well. So you need to track those metrics of what brings virality in the app, what keeps them in the app. Because I have no idea about this sector, right? Urban working parents parent better. What is that gamification you've done in the app? How does it determine the right amount to invest? I told you, like a 90,000 to a lakh is average which you start with monthly. Let's say if you don't have the budget, at least 2,000 a day. Is like below that you can't experiment much. And if you're an app, right, just go with Google Ads app installs initially. See the learnings on app installs. If you're not doing Google Ads, universal app install campaigns, and see how many people are installing the app. How many people are uninstalling the app. What are they doing in the app? That should, and your creative should be based on that, right? Problem solving, uh, whether you are able to get some insights or not. So for that insights, also get to a budget of 50,000-60,000 a month, then see what's happening. I mean, in 3 months you will have some answers, right? But focus on Google universal app install campaign, see how many people are installing, know what comes out of it. Yeah.
I just throw in some advice from my end as a founder in this step. If you're so early, I think this person is rather early in their journey. So maybe having a direct talk with certain customers or who you think you can solve the problem, who the app solves the problem to, a little more of a like a B2B sales meeting, demo meeting kind of an approach. If it is with working parents, I'm sure there's working parents in your neighborhood, in your own building, in right, like aju baju gar mein types. So just like reach out to them and figure what is the conversation to have with them that will convince them that this app works for them, and that will help you with what the positioning is. You did that before making the app. Now you take it back after you have the app, right? Like, so those are the people who said they have the problem, and you went and made a solution for them. Now you go back to them with the solution and have that conversation again, and you'll realize that there's a lot with the app that you may want to change, improve, make better, right? Like, don't let those people go who are giving you feedback on your app till they start using the app every single day, right? Like, till then you have what I would call like a viable product. Like, it could be used by somebody, but you're more or less in a situation where you're a solution looking for a problem to solve, right? Like, if you have people who you've spoken to, who you've collected feedback before you built the app, you want to go back and keep working with them till they find your app absolutely fantastic, and that becomes the value proposition, right? They'll tell you, this app helps me save time, or this app helps me connect more with my child, or this app has like led to lesser like confrontations in the family, or something like that. And I think that will like translate into your branding, your positioning, and then eventually you can get in touch with Saajan and have the confidence to put down 90K, 1 lakh a month in pushing that app out, right? Like, so little bit of early stage product market fit gyan on you. Fix the product before you go to the market, basically, right? Like, is the advice here. Cheers. We'll move on to one more question, which is if you have a platform, right? Like, not a single product D2C, what should founders focus first, right? Like, so if you're, say you're starting with a lifestyle brand, which is identity led, it's got user creation, it's got commerce in it, it's got a sense of community, and it's a like a lifestyle platform, then how do you kind of like, what is it that you would focus on in terms of performance marketing or Instagram, Meta, content creation, so on and so forth?
Uh, Let's say it depends again on if it's a lifestyle products which you're talking about, Like experiences you're talking about, because they
I think
all.
it's a mix, right? Like it's they're very special. I think two times they mentioned on the form that it's category creation.
Mhm.
So think of it like social media meets e-commerce marketplace in some sense, right? Like is the sort of vague idea that I'm getting. But yeah,
Uh,
let me check. Is Bharat Bole on the call? Then we can ask. We can get some insights from them. No, I don't think so. But yeah, I think it's a fascinating question, right? Like, so if you're doing something unique and platformy, which has a certain part of it is product, then what do you actually focus on?
Uh, Again, building a good community and stuff, right? Through performance, I mean, you will have to focus on two ways, right? Whether you can sell something online, are people able to pay some amount for some kind of registration, or generating leads and then calling them and talking to them, and you are able to convince them for that experience, right? Do both of them, see what people are paying for. At the end of the day, you have to see whether whatever money you're putting in leads versus revenue, how much you're getting it, right? Whether people are converting it through more through calls or lead generation, or straight up register, like straight up paying for the experience online. But if you tell them that, hey, I want to, like, we are doing like some kind of wellness, 3-day wellness retreat, which is 90,000 rupees, and they don't know you, they will not pay. have
Mm-hmm.
to have to build some journey where you talk to them, they will talk to you, they will trust you. You need to build a lot of assets and show them your experiences, a lot of content to show how this will look like, how the earlier wellness retreats are. So you need to do a lot of content creation, a lot of production, and then sell to a customer who will pay 90,000, right? Because they will not
Mm-hmm.
pay if you just have anything just on paper and tell them that pay 90,000. So you need to focus a lot on lead generation as well, through performance, basically.
So if they are selling a platform which is a unique sort of an experience, then that they need to talk about that
Yeah, and
platform.
maybe
There's a
the
lot of customer
platform, yeah,
education.
platform, then do a trial. The
Mm-hmm.
founder need to talk to users, talk,
Right.
show them the how it works and everything, and then tell them whether you will pay for it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have somebody, Jyoti Bhasin has asked, she's trying to help students of freshers land interviews and their dream tech roles faster. And she's wondering if performance can help her get more leads. So HR professionals, HR freelancers, should they use performance marketing?
Yeah, I mean, what does basically for students?
Students, freshers, she helps them get jobs, tech
Understood.
jobs specifically.
Understood. So yeah, I mean, if she can put herself out there and create like a brand is out there, right? And showing some of the customer testimonials, putting it out there, this is how I help, and put in like a form or a website where she talks, basically, which builds her authority. So she needs to figure
Mhm.
out how to build authority, because when an individual is selling something, they need to have some authority. Why
Got
will
it.
somebody apply to you or student reach out to you, okay, hey, I need a job? You need to have some authority, right? So
Mhm.
what all it takes to build authority? So a lot of individuals do podcasts, so everything, again, they do a lot of content creation, right? They do a lot of podcasts, they do a lot of reels. Everybody, ev- literally every all of these founders, everybody builds authority, right? I feel I'm behind there because a lot of there's a pressure on me also to build create content, right?
You and me both.
And I tried a little bit, but I don't think I have still taken it up, right? Every
Mhm.
agency, bigger agency founders, successful agency founders who people see, they all are part-time content creators. So
Mhm.
especially when you are alone and you don't have any other channel where you can get them, you need to start creating some kind of content, either YouTube, whether it's IG, Twitter, whichever channel works best for you, and create an authority. So authority comes from you building a website, putting everything out there,
Right.
and then run performance campaigns to send it to a place where they can see what all you have done, your experience, and then
Mhm.
fill a form. So I think that's how you go about it.
Fantastic. Sajan, somebody just asked for yeah, two questions, two-part question. One is how do you get organic growth? Hold on.
Hmm.
And the second part of the question is share your most impressive growth hacks.
Oh, impressive growth hack. I need to think. Uh, because I do the most boring things, I feel. Then there is no impressive growth hack. There's nothing called as hack. But
Yeah, I figured that your answer is going to be something like that, right?
nothing
Like
called
that
as
it's
hack.
more about a
Uh,
discipline and daily
yeah, it's not about,
optimization.
yeah, there's no hack. But if you ask me, there is a hack which one of the founders, what they did was, it's not a, but they were very worried about that the growth was not coming and the creatives were dying down, right? And
Mhm.
the, let's say, the brand and the women's health, right? uh, what founder realized is, when the customers started like buying, right, they started talking to customers of why they have bought this product.
Mhm.
They used to give them content of, I'm going through this phase of my cycle or pregnancy or this thing. That's why I feel they took up those content and they created the next set of ads they created from those content.
Okay.
And they start talking to customers, the customers were giving them content to create
Right, right.
ads on, right, or create, or the topics to talk on.
Mhm.
And that was one of the growth
Interesting.
hacks. So any creative now they have is all insights came from customers, not what founders knew about the category. Customers told them
Right.
about the category, what about the product. That was one of the growth hacks, which is amazingly done by brand. Second growth hack which you can do if you're running performance campaigns is piggybacking on celebrities, even if they are not part of your this thing.
Hmm.
So if you can put through, like, one of the brands I know, they launched perfume brand, they're like inspired by Rihanna,
Hmm.
and Rihanna has not signed up with them.
Right.
They're like in a small town in India, but she's not gonna come and put a case on it,
Right. Right.
right? Somebody, Priyanka Chopra, said something in an interview which relates more towards this product or service. They created a reel out of it. Ki, hey,
Right.
Priyanka
Right.
Chopra said this, right? That hook. So creating those hooks, celebrity hooks, are way more crucial, and that basically can take your product, like your ad, to virality of product, or your creative to virality. That's also one of the hacks to basically grow organic.
Right. Right.
Your hooks need to be good. You need to create content as per those hooks as well, right?
Right. Right.
Nobody's putting a case, right? Like the celebrities, it becomes huge, then they will tell, their team will reach out for you to take it down. But
Right.
till then, you can grow, right?
Right.
These are some of the
Awesome.
things which brands do actually.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
have a question.
brands do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think your hack is being boring and being disciplined about your work.
I feel if I'm able to do that day in day out, I think I'll become much better.
Awesome. Okay. Rani Vigneshwari, who's still on the call, has and thank you so much, Rani, for spending 1.5 hours with us. She has a question. She's running an early stage D2C, has only 4 products, completely bootstrapped, currently hosted on Amazon. How to boost sales?
Hmm. Because okay, Amazon, see, you're platform dependent, right? You need to play by the constraints of the platform. When we have done Amazon ads also, you need to figure out how, whether your products itself are searchable or there is huge demand or not, right? What product category you are in, because Amazon also has popular categories. You
Mhm.
need to be in those categories. Let's say if you're not and you're trying to establish a category, then you need to see how people are discovering. Are you and put some amount in Amazon ads, like very basic brand amount, and maybe run on competitor keyword, maybe run on brand search keyword, and figure out how fast you can get to like a prime, like a FBA, right? Fulfilled by Amazon, because that's how you'll
Mhm.
be able to grow. And make sure that you have inventory to make sure your listing is on the top. You need to do a lot of listing optimization to be on the top. If you're dying out and if your product is getting sold out, your listing will keep going down, and again you have to pick it up. So I think these are some of the things to get very close to fulfilled by Amazon, and then see whether you can do it in volume or not, right?
Interesting.
Also figure out if you can get to another marketplace as well, because a lot of times that cross selling happens. Somebody discovers you on Flipkart, buys it, and then figure out Amazon has a cheaper cost to buy it on Amazon. So you are not only betting only on Amazon. You have 2 3 places where you are selling it from, and then you see which platform can multiply for you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, as a founder, it's prudent to hedge your bet against platforms, right? Like,
yeah.
it's not good to get stuck with any one platform. Is what I would also recommend. Yeah, we have a very interesting question here. Hybrid age tech and elder care platform designed to support senior citizens in India while giving peace of mind to their children abroad, right? Like, so their question is, so this is a startup founded by Prakash Uthup, and his question is, how do you create trust in a new brand or product, and how do you get early adopters for your product? And I think the interesting question is, what are your thoughts on building a community around your product?
I think because I have no idea about the sector again, right? You should look at brands who are doing this very well. Hayal family is what I've heard, right? I think you might have heard about them. They are building a lot of good community initiatives. They are doing a lot of offline bit as well. So you need to go offline also too. So basically generate leads to do events which happen offline.
Mhm,
Or figure out how to use WhatsApp, right? Because the senior people are very active on WhatsApp and YouTube, these two channels.
mhm,
We also helped a brand which basically were creating videos or creating content to drive awareness of how to use tech for senior
mhm.
people.
Right, right.
They did content creation the most on YouTube. So whatever
Mhm,
content you do or whatever you create, right, you need to figure out these channels are the ones where senior people use it. YouTube and WhatsApp, this is the most amount channel, and then figure out how do you get them offline and do community events.
mhm.
Because if you do webinars, they might not join, right?
Right,
Uh,
right.
you can't do anything much online. So whatever lead generate you do, you need to give them close touch and figure out how do you build community. You do city level meets. If you're going to
Mhm,
Bombay, create some lead generation and get them key we are doing this, we are doing that. Maybe
mhm.
arrange for a tea, coffee, maybe snacks, and get some 20, 30 users, 50 people there. Because you have
Right.
to do that for something like this, right? You have to show them what you are bringing to the table, and they need to trust you. uh,
Mhm.
do this city level meet, go to the cities, do lead generation before going there,
Right.
see how many people turn up, and then perfect it, do much better and better and better, and come to a place where you have a lot of users coming and meeting you guys and want to
Mhm.
know more about how this senior living works. What are the services? What is the plan? I mean, the more you are in touch with them personally, I think it will help a lot. Rather than it's not something you'll sell online.
Mhm. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think to kind of summarize, um, I think your thoughts are like just go where the customer is.
Yeah. You need to talk to them. Like imagine selling a 10 crore flat, right?
Mm.
Even if you will generate leads, they will come to see you, right?
Right.
They will be in that store to come to the visit uh,
Mhm.
and want to take a tour.
Right. Right.
So if they can't come to a place where you are there in North, wherever your living senior living facilities are there, at least go to the city and show them this is
Right.
how it
Right.
is, this is how it's designed, this is how it is. You can come for the tour if you want, right? So I think that's how you have to approach. You can generate leads for sure, but they need to have some touch place feel
Mhm.
of of the service of the product.
Interesting. I have another interesting question. We get to that, but like, what are some the first part of this question by Dhruv is what are some hygiene best practices for Meta specifically? They've asked that if you're doing it by yourself, what is something to keep in mind? Like,
uh, okay, Gene as in don't overspend on non-sales campaigns. Focus on conversion campaigns only. 10-20% you do it on funnel building campaign like add to cart. Make sure your integrations are correct, right? Pixel integrations, what you do in your backend, those need to be correct. Those need to be done well. Don't because if the pixel is not there and you're running campaign, you're shooting in the dark. So you need
mm,
to track it correctly. Third is work on cohorts, of course. Like this is what you're targeting, this is what you're targeting. See what is working, do A/B test like that, right? Put a smaller amount, see what kind of whether it's getting you the other events or not, like add to cart, checkout, page views, till eventually you get a purchase. So don't only measure on purchase, measure on other events and metrics like CTR, CPM. What is
mhm,
that, right? Second is like install something on your website like Microsoft Clarity or something which basically shows heat maps. When
right, right,
customer
right.
land on the website, see what they are doing, where are they going. You will know if
Mhm.
there is a gap on the website of the product
Right, right.
or what quality customers are coming, right? So measure all this very closely in the initial days, and I think clarity and all you have to keep doing it over time also, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think these are some of the, and then of course, sizing and everything of the creative need to be correct. Those things need to be correct. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's, I think, good hygiene, good coverage on hygiene of what to do if you're running by themselves.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I would add is do tests in narrow audiences rather than broad audiences.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Initially, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool beans. I think. Okay. I'm not gonna answer that. How do I improve CAC? I'm not answering that. I'm not even asking that. Right? Like, but if you do want to take that,
I don't know what you're doing basically. How do I improve CAC? Um,
there are mental health and wellness brand.
mm, we have worked in this category. We have a brand which we are handling in mental health as well, right?
Mhm.
It is this category itself. Building trust is very important, right? People who are inquiring on mental health, they it's not an impulse purchase. They are also
Mhm.
talking to more people and seeing whether I should trust this service or a brand for my therapy or not, right? So again, even if you generate leads, you need to do a lot of explainer content, problem
Mhm.
solving, where you tell them that how you help, what's your process, what kind of therapist you have on your platform, right? Uh, how do they help? Why are they better than other people? So
Mhm.
you need to answer those questions for them. That through
Right.
ads or your platform, then eventually your CAC will come down.
Got it.
But it cannot be blanket that we'll give you mental therapy. That cannot be the case.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
not an
Be
easy category.
very
It's a very tough category to crack.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a very it demands high trust. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Interesting. Uh, yeah, I think this is the most interesting dilemma that every founder faces, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I know you've answered this 4 times already, but I want to ask you the question one more time, right? Like, in the early stages of still building awareness and things like that, you have a limited budget for sure, right? Like, and what is the choice that you would make, right? Like, I know you would say it's very industry specific and all of that stuff, but like just for a generic early stage D2C brand, right? Like,
Mhm.
should I spend on high quality content, meaning that I will spend on the content creation aspect of it, and I will spread out on, say, if I have a certain amount of budget, I'll use that budget mainly, say 80% of it to create different reels or different pieces of content,
Mhm.
and 20% of it on ads and boosting, for example, versus the other way around, which is that I'll focus and make one good ad. I'll spend the money. I'll spend 20% of the money on like maybe one or two good ads,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll spend the rest on marketing. Which is what's the bet you would take, rather?
See, even if you go and do some marketing, right, you need some pieces of ads, right, to test properly. So I'm not saying you put 80% amount there.
Okay.
You put 30% on ads creation, right?
Okay.
Initially, when you have limited budget, you figure out how to do multiple pieces of ads which are different, and you do it very right. Like make sure those are premium. It should not be half-assed, right? It should not be
Mhm.
bad design. Even if you do lesser piece of content is fine, but they need to be very very good and good design. One
Mhm.
good ad will pick your account up.
Right.
So
Right.
don't worry about that huge quantity. Worry
Okay.
about that three ads which you can do and do it very well.
Mhm.
Let's put it on ads. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay, fantastic. I think that was a perfect answer. Thank you so much. Sajan, it was a great, great pleasure having you here. Uh,
Likewise.
yeah, I hope this was a good session for you.
Hope so for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think everyone had a good time. I think we answered a lot of good questions. We hope to have you back soon to dig in more.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Anand.
Thanks, thanks, Sajan.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye. See you.